Allow me to begin by congratulating all East Africans as we mark the 10th anniversary of our community. Today we stand on the threshold of the East African community's second decade, and we do so a stronger, larger, and more united community. As we sign the East African Common Market Protocol today, we shall mark the passing of a region of individual states competing with each other and welcome a new East Africa of common interest and aspirations. Let me also extend a very warm welcome to Your Excellencies and our guests to this 11th Summit of the East African Community Heads of State. A special vote of thanks should go to our gracious host, His Excellency President Jakwaya Kikwete, the government and the people of the Republic of Tanzania for their hospitality at this summit. This meeting also marks the end of Rwanda's chairmanship of the East African Community Heads of State Summit, which commenced last June. It has been my pleasure and honor to serve the people of East Africa. And I look forward to working with the incoming chairman as we enter our second decade. I wish to thank fellow heads of state, the leaders of our community organs, and all the people who work tirelessly for our communal benefit, for the support they accorded Rwanda as we have carried out this duty. Excellencies, let me take this opportunity to share some of the successes, but also challenges that we have experienced over the last year and a half. Firstly, what stands out as the most important engagement is the high-level negotiations on the draft protocol for the establishment of the East African Community Common Market. Today, we are happy to have our East African Community Heads of State sign the Common Market Protocol. The responsibility rests on us as partner states to ensure that this protocol is ratified as early as possible to enable the common market to come into force from the 1st of July 2010 as planned. Secondly, preparations towards a fully-fledged customs union have advanced considerably. Therefore, it is important that we align our national policies in order to make this union a meaningful success. We face a number of challenges in this respect, not least revenue loss. Our short-term concern is how to mitigate this loss through financial compensatory mechanisms. We need, therefore, to continue working hard to implement the agreed practical measures required to achieve a fully-fledged customs union in the time frame we have set for ourselves. Thirdly, as a community, we have collaborated to deepen our defense cooperation. When the people of East Africa see our armed forces cooperating closely on the ground, the benefit of this community for their fundamental needs, such as security, becomes very real. The joint military exercises that have been recently undertaken in different parts of East Africa can therefore be viewed as integrating tools in their own right. A fourth area of cooperation has centered on the collective promotion and branding of the East African community as a single investment and tourism destination. I'm pleased to report that the second East African Community Investment Conference hosted by President Mwai Kibaki in July this year provided yet another platform to showcase our region as one that is investor-friendly and rich in opportunity. Activities such as infrastructure development, as well as efforts to remove non-tariff barriers, have also worked to improve the business climate in East Africa. Additionally, negotiations of the Economic Partnership Agreement with the European Union have continued. Our ministers for trade are now poised to conclude the complex and lengthy negotiations. Finally, allow me to observe that the COMESA East African Community SADC tripartite process to establish a wide free trade area is proceeding well. Now that we have a clear roadmap, let us maintain the momentum to achieve our vision of a free trade area of over 500 million people that will certainly foster great prosperity. Your Excellencies, there have been other notable accomplishments in the past year and a half, including the successful integration of Burundi and Rwanda into the East African community institutional structures. In February this year, key representatives of all East African community organs met in Kigali to reflect on forging a stronger collaborative working culture among our institutions for better service delivery. In the same spirit, the East African community has continued to strengthen its working relationship with the East African Business Council and other civil society bodies, including the media in our region. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I conclude with a few thoughts concerning the future. The history, politics, and economics of our region over the years have proved that the borders separating us are superficial. In the last 10 years, we have gone beyond this to build a strong foundation that allows us to interact as the family that we are, to strengthen our economies, governance, institutions, as well as our individual and collective development processes. What remains is to accelerate this pace because, indeed, our vision is within reach. Thank you very much for your kind attention.